This episode is brought to you by AWS. Amazon Q Business is the generative AI assistant that can securely understand your business data, summarize results, and streamline tasks. Learn what Amazon Q Business can do for you at aws.com/learn more.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the date of the big game first before you accidentally buy tickets on your 20th wedding anniversary and have to spend the next 20 years of your marriage making up for it. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, it's Austin James. If you're like me, trying to live your best life while living with diabetes, you can relate to worrying if you're doing a good job managing your diabetes. I use the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor to get real-time glucose readings and see the impact of every meal and activity to make better decisions. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor can help me live life with diabetes on my own terms, and it gives me more time for the things I love, like being a dad and a musician. Now this is progress. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
It's week 16. The only thing I'm looking forward to is a great showing for my fantasy teams. The Bears looking forward to vacation. If you listen to what DJ Moore said recently and how they played in the last game against the Vikings, I don't know where we go from here as far as Bears content creators, but there might be a sliver of hope, right? The Lions come into this game, one, on the road at Soldier Field has always been a house of horrors for them. And two, they are extremely hurt. So let's go ahead and preview how the Bears cannot embarrass themselves this week. Q. I'm going to start this episode off talking about the injury report, since I highlighted that for the Lions anyway. So for the Bears, as of recording this episode, Ryan Bates, Javon Dexter, Tevin Jenkins have not practiced this week. All three have scratched DMPs Wednesday and Thursday. So it's not trending in the right direction for them three. But some good news, Braxton Jones, he was a full participant Thursday for the Bears. And a surprise, Roschon Johnson coming back from a concussion, something nobody for the Bears does. Full participant in practice Wednesday and Thursday. Two guys who missed games with concussions look like they're trending towards playing Sunday. As for the Lions, their injury report reads like this. Graham Glasgow, their guard, has not practiced at all this week. David Montgomery, you all know about him. He got hurt in the loss to the Buffalo Bills. Torn MCL. His season is done. Frank Ragnow, their center, one of the better centers in the league, has not practiced all week. Brian Branch, very good safety. He didn't practice Wednesday, limited on Thursday. Same thing with Jalen Mabin, limited on Thursday. Taylor Decker, DJ Reader, Zadarius Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kevin Zeichler all have full participations on Thursday. So you can expect to see all of those very good players. Q. The offensive line for the Detroit Lions, the back they lean on to get tough yards are the guy we drafted, David Montgomery. He's out for the season. They've got a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Over under 41% Bears chances of giving the Lions 2 consecutive losses in the season.
Under. Bears don't seem interested in playing football. The Lions may be injured, but they still seem like they want to play football. The last two Bear efforts we've seen have been poor. they weren't just bad. But the effort, the energy level field is missing. Maybe Brisker and Roschon Johnson can bring that element back. Both are physical players. Both are definitely spark plug, high energy guys. But the Bears sideline seems dead. It doesn't seem like a team interested in fighting these last 3 games. They just look like they're ready to get to the offseason. They look broken and defeated. The body language is terrible. So I think the Lions are still desperate enough. Philly is breathing down their back. Quietly, the Vikings are breathing down their back. You know, Detroit went from 12-1 team looking like they were going to clinch that first round bye to now they got to hold off the Eagles to now they might be on the road for their first playoff game. And that's not the path you want to take if you want to get to the Super Bowl. You don't want to end up on the road in week 1. That is a difficult path to take to get to a Super Bowl. It's been done, but by a few veteran teams, sure. The Lions have veterans, but I don't think they're an experienced enough battle-tested team where they want to go on a roll 3 times to get to the Super Bowl. That's just not a good path to take. So I would think the Lions do recognize, even with their injury, they still have stars there. I think they do recognize the importance of this game. This is a very important game for the Lions.
They are not battle-tested in the playoffs, but they do got grit.
Yeah, they do.
They got Ben Johnson, and they still have Jahmyr Gibbs coming out of that backfield. I'm not ashamed to say it. I said it on Pay Dirt. Jahmyr Gibbs as now the feature back for Detroit Lions. I got him getting over 125 yards from scrimmage against the Bears.
Easy. He was floating in that last game. I mean, I don't think he didn't have many carries. I know he fumbled. And game script kind of got away from the Lions in the second half. What was he running for? About 7-8 yards a pop in that first game? I think at one point he had 80 yards and about 11 carries. And he just seemed to be a first down every time he touched the ball. I need to put Jahmyr Gibbs in my parlay.
Yeah, he's in my parlay. I had him in my parlay the last time the Bears played the Lions. Easily got over 100 yards from scrimmage. I got him for 125 this week. I put 3 units on it. Fingers crossed. Bears, you've been letting me down all season. Don't switch up now on me. Don't switch up now. Yeah. Keep that same energy. Let me eat. We both see this game going the same direction. We don't have any faith in the Bears. Just from an effort standpoint, the Bears look like they're done. Half the team is in Tulum. The other half is in Cancun. Yeah. Is there any way the Bears can take advantage of some of those injuries the Lions have on defense and maybe have a fairly positive showing on offense?
Well, the issue is the Bears' offensive line is not good. And the second issue is they're not healthy. So you compound not being good with not being healthy. Well, and now you got backup. My boy Kyron, we'll have to do better, bro.
Well, he won't play. I'm fairly certain he will not see a snap in this
game. Who is Bourne back?
No, Braxton Jones. He's a full participant in practice this week.
Okay. Braxton
Thursday.
Okay, Braxton still got to play better too, but I have faith against Braxton. Braxton doesn't have an easy week. I just don't have a lot of faith in the Bears. I don't have a lot of faith in how their interior hold up, all the injuries along it. Keenan Allen had a lot of success against the Lions first time. I think DJ Moore
2 touchdowns.
I believe DJ Moore had a 100-yard game. Am I correct? Am I remembering?
I think that's right.
Okay, so they had success in the air. You know, Detroit has a pair of good safeties. Definitely a top 5 safety tandem in the NFL. If Caleb Williams has time and he has motivation and DJ Moore wants to run routes this week, I think they can have some success through the air. The Bears' running game has been very mid all year, very average, but I can see DeAndre Swift getting going a little bit against this X team. But again, the Bears' motivation effort it's appalling. This 8-game losing streak has been mind blowing. I never would have predicted anything like this happening in the 2024 season. Even in my most pessimistic Bear outlook, an 8-game losing streak was not in the cards.
We can let's do a little Wizard of Oz. Let's peel the curtain back and see the Wizard for who he is. For on this show, I play a little bit more energetic and a little bit more optimistic Bears fan, right? And you're more of a level-headed, voice of reason, pessimistic. Not let me not say pessimistic, but more so, like I said, voice of reason, level-headed Bears observer, right? In our actual day-to-day, I think is reversed. I think you're very much more rah go for Bears, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like that move. I'm not there for that. I don't think that's
definitely wear the hat for the show. If you know me outside of this show, you would be surprised at how I talk about the Bears on the show. I definitely tell you when I'm in my fan group that the Bears are going to beat all 31 teams. Yeah, I think even in one group I said the Bears were what is the Bears? I think I said the Bears were a dark horse contender for the NFC Championship. I think I said that at one point.
I think I said if everything breaks right, the Bears can win a playoff game, and because I saw them at 10 wins, I saw them 9 to 10 wins. Should have been easy, should have been a lock for the squad. But I'm sorry to say it, I hate being right. I hate being right when it comes to this team. I haven't liked any of the moves that they've made in the offseason. I questioned each and every one of them. DeAndre Swift. I did not think that was a necessity, especially the first move, the first few hours of free agency. We did not need DeAndre Swift, right? Because that's something you're doing under the, behind closed doors. You were working for that. You wanted that to be the number one thing you do. Now I get it. A young quarterback, a rookie quarterback needs a run game. I get that. But if that was your frame of mind, DeAndre Swift was not the person that should have come to mind, especially with Saquon, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones. All them guys were also available. DeAndre Swift is the worst of that group. Easily. Should not have done that. Trading
with the way Aaron Jones fumbles the ball, I think at his advanced age, I think I take Swift over Aaron Jones. But in retrospect, neither Aaron Jones or DeAndre Swift were necessity. I think on the show I said I liked the DeAndre Swift move because I like DeAndre Swift, so I wasn't mad at the move. But no, was it an offseason move that was necessary to make? You're right, absolutely not. Wasn't necessary.
Mm-hmm. So that was just one of them, right? There was a many other ones. I famously
Allen. Yeah.
I did not like them trading for Keenan Allen, and it's looking like that was a terrible trade by the passing day. Bro looks washed.
I would take no fourth-round pick back from Keenan Allen.
Yes,
easily. And at this point, I can't see him being offered a second contract. I think Keenan Allen still has something left, but I don't think Keenan Allen brought it to Chicago. Whatever he has left, he left it in LA and just came here to have a good time and be a chill guy. That's pretty much it.
Good time, not a long time in Chicago. I feel him. So
I'd also like to say that maybe I haven't voiced it on this show, but I've been a Bucky Irvin fan for a long time. As a guy who watched Oregon football last year, that guy stood out to me. And the fact that guy went in the 5th round and we took a punter in the 4th round does not sit well with me. Because Bucky would have been a lot cheaper than DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
You could have had a Bucky, Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson triumvirate. I don't think that fares any less than DeAndre Swift and Roshan Johnson.
I said those two position groups, running back and wide receiver, they are a dime a dozen in the draft. You can get them, and it doesn't matter how good they were in college. It only matters is the scheme that they're in the NFL. You can make a Pro Bowler. We don't need to draft a wide receiver in the 1st round. We need to draft a wide receiver in the 2nd round. you could get them in the third, fourth, fifth, and they can be starters.
Lad McConkey quietly. I don't know why the Chargers aren't a high-profile team coming out of LA. I guess nobody cares about football that much. If I'm correct, Lad McConkey leads all rookie receivers in yards. He's closing in on 1,000. That was a second-round find of Jim Harbaugh. He went offensive line first round and went Lad McConkey second round. Lad McConkey didn't put up huge numbers in Georgia. But boy, does he profile well into the NFL as a slot receiver. And it's just much better at the NFL level and an NFL scheme production-wise. You know, college is a different game. A lot of guys who might be good slot receivers have to play outside in college. But McConkey, he looks like he is going to be I hate to even spill the beans like this because I don't like this. There's people that like to listen to this show that compete with us in fantasy. But Lad McConkey looks like he could be a future fantasy gem.
Oh yeah, that was a great pull for anybody in fantasy. If you picked up Lad, I know you
probably got him in free agency.
Yeah, you definitely didn't draft him.
I saw people draft him in the last couple rounds.
What kind of person is drafting Lad McConkey? It had to be like a 16-team league. Had to.
I seen him picked up in a 12-team league.
No,
you know, throw it to the dartboard late, but he didn't last. Like every league I was in, Lad McConkey was available at some point in the free agent pool. You know, people gave up on him after. I don't think he had a big week one, but yeah, some people always pick up a rookie receiver, but yeah, happily he was available in the free agent pool. And if you got him and you're headed to the playoffs, you probably got a nice little gem in that flex spot.
Drafting rookie running backs is one thing. Drafting a rookie receiver, that's another thing. Especially if they're profiled to be the number one receiver in their offense. Drafting a rookie white wide receiver, that's a bit rich for me. I don't. I think I got to call Cap. Whoever did it, they wasn't doing their homework. They just said, "Fuck it, I'm tired of being here. I want to get off this thing." I got to call Cap. I don't think they was doing any homework. They just whatever. It doesn't matter. The draft is over. What I do right now doesn't matter. That's what happened, and it ended up working out for him.
I'm a guy that does my. This is the time of the year when I start really watching college football, not just the upcoming bowl games, but I watch a lot of the tape on guys who are, you know, profiling for the, you know, top 3-4 rounds in the NFL draft. I didn't see a Lad McConkey year like this coming, and I like Lad McConkey, but yeah, some of I definitely agree with you that yeah, moving forward, yeah, the there's no reason to overextend yourself for wide receivers or running back unless they're just game changers because the draft is turning those guys out now. The receivers are coming in so NFL ready. You don't need to trade for anybody's aging veteran.
Exactly. Some of the other moves Ryan Poles made that I wasn't a fan with, trading a pick for Ryan Bates, who was a back who wasn't even a starter at the team he was originally on. That's just again Ryan Bates chasing bad money.
Chasing for 2 years. You chased Ryan Bates for 2 years. God saved you the first year, and you spiked your fist and you shook your fist at the heavens and told God he didn't know what was best for the Bears. And when you tell God he doesn't know what's best for the Bears, this is what happens.
God strikes back.
Yeah.
As gentle gambling advice, you don't chase bad money. Once you lose out, hey, wash your hands, move on to the next one. That's how we got Ryan Bates on this team. Who's out with an injury. He's been often injured a lot this season. And when he has played,
than he has been on the field.
Yeah. And when he has played, he's been mid at best.
Very average.
Very. That's just some of the stuff that happened this offseason that I wasn't a fan of. We can go back to previous seasons, but this show is about this upcoming game. We will have a lot of time in the offseason to dissect and pick apart Ryan Poles' tenure as the Bears.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the vacation, just like DJ Moore, because I'm ready to pick apart these moves. Almost none of Ryan Poles' moves have worked this offseason.
None. especially when you consider that the team that just beat us, their general manager, he was hired the same offseason as Ryan Poles. You'd expect if we walk into class at the same time, we get the test at the same time, we should be able to answer the same amount of questions at the same time, right?
Especially when we both took over bad teams. The Lions were a shell-shocked organization.
The Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings. I'm sorry. The Vikings were an organization that was in a mess. I mean, everybody. I think most prognosticators figured last place was for the Vikings.
That's true. Like I said, you walk into a classroom at the same time. You handed the test at the same time. You should reasonably, unless one person has a learning disability, you should be able to answer the same amount of questions at the same time. I think Ryan Poles was picking his nose for about half of the time that he had the test, because Adufa Mensah, the general manager for the Vikings, running laps around him. But that's just the state of where the Bears are right now. Moving on to Week 16. The Bears have the Detroit Lions coming to Soldier Field. If you are in Chicago, you know it is snowing right now. The snow should not stick. It should be all cleared up by Sunday. However, it's going to be a little cold to people that's not used to it. 29 degrees should be the high on Sunday. I don't think that's cold. I think that's hoodie weather. I
definitely agree.
I think maybe a slight bubble, maybe a bubble jacket, not zipped all the way up at least. It's not that 29 degrees is not that cold. But for the Detroit Lions and their California quarterback, Jared Goff, this might pose a little bit of a turn down on their offense. They've played indoors most of the season, and DraftKings has the total on this game at 48. Q, another question. The Lions average about 32 points a game. You think they can hit 32 with easy, even with the weather, even with Soldier Field being notoriously bad footing, they can hit 32.
Will they? I don't know. Can they? Yeah, they certainly capable. And the Bears even capable. I mean, when's the last time we held a team under 30? Eberflus on the sideline.
Yeah,
they're not trending in the right direction. We let Isaiah Gorindo, Juan Jennings, Aaron Jones, and Cam Akers, and Sam Darnold go crazy enough. I can't say I have faith in the Bears for keeping anybody in the 30 right now.
The Bears don't lack for offensive talent on their own side of the ball, right? I mean, they should. I'm gonna bring this right back. The Lions are extremely hurt on the defensive side of the ball. If the weather shouldn't play a factor in the weather, and the Soldier Field turf conditions shouldn't play a factor in the Lions' ability to score and move the ball, it should also be the same for the Chicago Bears, right? I mean, I'm asking, can this become a shootout?
This episode is brought to you by Bleacher Report. How do you follow sports? From college football to the NBA, Bleacher Report brings you the latest news, live scores, and epic highlights from your favorite leagues, teams, and athletes, all in one app. Dive into exclusive shows hosted by your favorite athletes and original Bleacher Report series with breaking news, rumors, and predictions all season long. Download Bleacher Report to personalize your coverage.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
I don't see a shootout happening. Two NFC North teams playing, and it's mainly because of the Bears. Like, I don't see the Bears trading points with anybody just because they've been so anemic the past couple of weeks. There's been not good offense being played. There's been not good defense being played. Even with the Lions being injured, you're asking for a leap of faith to see these Bears put a lot of points on the board right now.
I am asking for a leap of faith, to be honest with you, because the way the bad taste they left in my mouth after Monday Night Football, the team look like they quit. They got travel plans already booked up, right? So it would not shock me if they do another stinker out there. Don't show up for Thomas Brown and the other guys that's auditioning for a job. It wouldn't shock me, but the game is played on the field. It's not played in our minds. It's not played on the paper. None of that. The Lions are going to be down a couple of starters on the offensive line. At least it's trending that way. Darrell Taylor is coming back. Von Dexter is trending like he's not going to play. But you saw Montez Sweat, bust out and make himself seen for a full quarter this Monday. Maybe that's got the engine revved back up, and maybe he's ready to start, knocking some heads and, make sure everybody remember who he is. It is possible that maybe not a shootout, but maybe a closer game than a lot of people would think. Because at that same site, DraftKings, they said the total is 48. They got the Bears as a 6.5-point dog at home.
I'm actually surprised that number isn't a little higher. I would expect the Bears to be 8.5, 9 heading this one. Actually surprising to me. Man, free little Dirk, because in addition to the Velus Jones curse, we ain't won a game since the Bears came to lock Dirk up. Been 7 straight since they went and got Dirk. The Hail Mary happened. They went and locked Dirk up. We need to bring Velus back. We need to free Dirk somehow. I'm superstitious. I'm tying in the losing streak to both of them.
All right. I mean, defense been terrible since Eberflus left. We haven't won since Velus or Dirk getting locked up. Out of the 3, which one, we can only do one.
I'm freeing Dirk.
Free Dirk. Even though he out here putting hits on people like he
might put hits on our rivals. Somebody from another team might do something that Dirk don't like, and he might pay to get him gone. So I'm freeing Dirk. Dirk, you can only get up out that jam if you make a couple packets disappear.
Now, we're not advocating for any type of explicit.
We're not advocating. I said disappear.
Yeah. Just make them miss the game. That's it. That's all we need. That's it. No, you don't have to disappear permanently. Don't send them to the void.
Yeah.
Don't send them to where Loki and all the rest of them people are hanging out at. That just one game, so it doesn't affect us. If you can do that, get off that Scarface, we can do something. Elsewhere in the game, I did talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, right? All right, so Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Jared Goff, they're still going to play. The Bears got to have, if the Bears want to have any shot of actually upsetting them, and there's some people that think the Bears could actually upset them because the Lions are looking like they're prime to catch an L.
They're not playing good football over the last month either. I will point that out.
The Bears haven't either. But at some point, the Bears are gotta win a game. I mean, 8 consecutive. They haven't won a game in 2 months. Now, if anybody knows how this feels, it's Detroit Lion fans, right? Cleveland Brown fans too. They've
been in this a long time.
Yeah, they lost every game for 2 months times 2.
They lost every game for an entire year.
Yeah. In fact, the Browns, they lost every game for more than a year. I think they went like 20 consecutive losses, if you combine 2 seasons together.
I don't think they ever went 0-16, did they? They just had
they went 0-16.
They went 0-16 as well?
Yeah. Yes, they did.
I know the Lions went 0-16. They went for perfection.
Imperfection, rather.
Yeah. Well, it depends on who's viewing it. I mean, to not be able to win a game, that is perfection. No, I didn't realize the Browns went on 15-2. I always thought they avoided it and went 1-15-2. I've seen a lot of bad Cleveland Browns football teams in my day of watching football.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the bad Cleveland Browns team that left and went to Baltimore and became a good Baltimore franchise. And I also remember the Cleveland team that returned to Cleveland and continued and picked up where the old Cleveland Browns left. That's got to be bittersweet for Browns fans. Like, your team leaves, turns purple, and goes on a 25 years of strong winning. The Ravens have been a good team for almost a quarter century.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has a missed playoff or two, but they've been pretty much an AFC contender for a quarter century.
More than a quarter century, because they left Cleveland in after 96, right? And if you remember, immediately, you say they left Cleveland and became good. You're underselling it. They immediately became good because
they had one bad year. They had one bad year because I remember James Allen ran for 150 yards on them. I think it was Ray Lewis rookie year in '98. They were bad.
Yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that. James Allen. Shout out to James Allen, number 20.
James Allen.
But when I say immediately, Q, the last game in Cleveland with Bill Belichick as the head coach was in December. The draft is in April. They drafted 2 Hall of Famers right then and there. 2 Hall of Famers, Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis.
Oh, okay.
And those were the bookends. They played their entire career in Baltimore. They won. Ray Lewis. They won 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, they won 2.
Yeah, Ray Lewis got 2 of them.
Yeah. So
and they've been through a couple more AFC Championship games.
Immediately got good. The second they got out of Cleveland, that is crazy. And then, like you said, they brought Cleveland Browns back, and they immediately was trash.
Yeah.
And they still haven't got a quarterback. They haven't had a quarterback their entire time since being back. I think their quarterback history is worse than the Bears.
Over the last 25 years, who has the worst quarterback history in this century alone? Between the Bears and the Browns.
It's between them two, and I would throw the Commanders in too, because the Commanders, their quarterback history in the last since '99, the Commanders have had a turnstile at quarterback. They had Kirk Cousins and they let him walk. They had the promise of RG3, and then they that was a 1-year thing. It killed him. Oh my God, he was so good. He was so good that year. I mean, between those 3 teams, I think the Bears would be number 3 on that list, because even though, and I hate saying this, even
worse than the Browns and Commanders.
No. I think those 2 teams have had it worse in the last 25 years than the Bears. Because even though I'm hate saying this, Jay Cutler was better than anything them 2 teams ever had.
I know that hurts to say.
It does hurt me, because if you're a fan of the team that Jay Cutler plays for, you only a fan of the team that he plays for can understand how unacceptable his play was. Frustrating isn't even the word. His play was unacceptable.
I was more mad at Jay Cutler than I was ever mad at Mitch Trubisky, because I looked at Mitch Trubisky on the sideline, and I just came to the realization that this guy just can't do it. There's no point in me being mad at Mitch. The game is too fast for him, and he doesn't have the ability. He lied on his resume, and he got a job he shouldn't have got as a number 2 overall draft pick and being thrust into the franchise quarterback mode. Jay Cutler had all the tools to be a good quarterback. Just didn't seem to carry time. I'll never forget him riding the bike at NFC Championship, and I don't know who really to blame for that image, whether it's Jay Cutler or whether the Bears for not just saying he's out, but that one still burns my Bear soul.
So, you want to be a marketer. It's easy. You just have to score a ton of leads and figure out a way to turn them all into customers. Plus, manage a dozen channels, write a million blogs, and launch 100 campaigns all at once. When that's done, simply make your socials go viral and bring in record profits. No sweat. Okay, fine. It's a lot of sweat. But with HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools, launching benchmark-breaking campaigns is easier than ever. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
So, as you said the Lions haven't been playing good football the last month, maybe. Here's how much points the Lions defense has given up in the last month. The last 4 games, they played the Indianapolis Colts, they played us on Thanksgiving, played the Packers, and they played the Bills. Other than they beat the Colts 24-6. I don't think the Colts are a good team. I think the Colts are the worst team that's still in the playoff hunt. The Chicago, they beat us, as you remember, 23-20. And
we
then
beat
the
ourselves.
Packers. Yes, that's true. We did. Eberflus beat us by himself. The Green Bay Packers, they beat them 34-31. They gave up 31 points. The following week, they lost to the Buffalo Bills 48-42. So they gave up almost 50 points to them. So in the last month, it's been, well, I'm going to just not even say the last month. The last 2 weeks, their defense has been through it. They've been tossed around. And I don't think the Packers or the Bills have the skill position. I don't think the skill positions are better than what the Bears offer, at least on paper. I will take James Cook over DeAndre Swift. That's just me. They probably about the same.
Now, Cook is an upgrade over Swift.
Oh, okay. All right. So we see that the same way. I think the Bears wide receiver trio is better than what the Packers have, and it's definitely better than what the Bills have. I think Cole Kmet is better than Tucker Kraft and better than the two-headed monster, Kincaid. And
I agree.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask the question again: can the Bears make this game into either a shootout or make it competitive? The spread is 6.5.
Now, the one thing you left out when comparing those teams is the Bills and Packers offer much better offensive line play. And they're much better scheme-wise and execution-wise. One thing the Bills and Packers do is in short yardage situations, they don't hand the ball to a fat offensive line. They give it to their best players, and those players usually convert. Josh Allen is really good in the short yardage. Josh Jacobs is really good in the short yardage. And Josh Allen is playing at an MVP level. He's probably going to be named MVP. And Jordan Love, unfortunately, he's operating at a high level in the Packers offense. And they're being kept upright, which is very important in a shootout. There's not a lot of shooting you can do when you're laying on your backside. And the Bears are not showing any ability to protect Caleb Williams. Now, I know the debate whether he holds the ball too long. But I've seen Josh Allen sitting in the pocket and having time. I've seen Jordan Love sit in the pocket and having time. Quarterback has to be able to sit in the pocket. There has to be times where you can hold the ball 3 seconds to let routes develop. That has to happen for any good quarterback. Unless you just want to go 3-step drop and dump the ball out and think and dunk the entire way. But you're not going to fool NFL defense for long like that.
No.
This year, Santa's bringing the power of Energizer into his workshop.
Whoa, the Energizer Bunny's got so much power.
Wait, he's powered up all the toys. I think that means we're done for the year.
I love this bunny.
He's the hardest working helper the North Pole has ever seen. And he wants all your gifts to have the power of the #1 longest lasting AA battery. So this holiday season, stock up on Santa's and the elves' favorite battery, Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
Well, it was worth a shot. Q, let's get a prediction. I tried my best to try to sway you, try to win the argument. All right, so let's get a prediction. The Lions are still, as you said, they've already secured their playoff berth. They're trying to give home field advantage that first round bye, like you mentioned. The Bears, yeah, whatever. Let's just hurry up and get these games over with. I got the Bears losing to Detroit Lions, just missing covering. They just missed covering that number. Lions 31, Bears 24.
I got the game going over, so maybe not the shootout that you want, but it'll be enough. I got Lions 27, Bears 22. Bears backdoor cover.
Well, I mean, the Bears have been backdooring their fans all season. So
they definitely been backdooring them.
So it's about time you start profiting off it at least. So
I am not advocating for anybody to lay money on Bears games. Please don't cuss me out in your TikTok comments. By the way, you all get very angry in that TikTok. You know, there's a reason why I don't read the comment section. We are humans. You know, we are humans. Okay, just keep that in mind before you insult us. We got emotions, we got feelings. We like to be praised, we like to be uplifted. We can be wrong because we are human, but we don't need to be nailed to the cross because we're wrong. Okay, or we don't agree with you about your favorite player.
Yeah, man, those comments. I stopped reading the YouTube comments. Oof, some of those. I'm like, you know what? I'll get out of bed. I'll go to early morning, go to the gym, get my stretch in. While I'm stretching, I might, I say I got some notifications. Let me see the comments. Whoa, this is not the attitude I need right now.
and y'all lay off tip. That lady is hard working. She come put she pauses her busy lifestyle to give y'all her opinion and her view. Y'all gotta stop obliterating her in the comments. That's not cool.
They either objectify her or they tell her she don't know what she's talking about. There's no medium. Like, can we find a medium?
This is America, people. Let's stop thinking women don't know sports, that their opinions aren't valid. Come on, let's be progressive. We're heading into 2025.
That's what I'm talking about. Women can talk sports. Women know sports. They just can't run the country.
You know what?
I didn't say it. They said it. They voted that way.
You're right. You're right, and you have evidence. They're not allowed to run this country. We've seen two prominent political figures who ran for office against a
felon.
Is he a felon entrepreneur? Can I call him an entrepreneur? See, I
wouldn't call him an entrepreneur. I would call him a.
I'm not taking shots at people that want to call Trump a businessman, but when you inherit wealth and you fail to operate several businesses, but you got that still, I can't really say you're a good business owner because you've inherited the wealth. So I don't know what Donald Trump is.
I know what he is. He's the president-elect. He's also a felon. He's also a grifter. He's also a convicted grabber by the hay. You know.
No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong about that.
I'm wrong about that.
You called him the president-elect. I am pretty sure that Elon Musk is the president of the United States.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure that Trump is just the acting president. The real president is Elon Musk. But this isn't a political show. But y'all pay attention. This is Musk country. He is the president.
You talk about those shadow governments, right? Well, it's right. This is in plain sight. Man, if all you had to do was if all you had to do was run a social media platform and that makes you the president, Mark Zuckerberg, what the hell you been doing, bro? You had a head start. What's wrong with you, Tom?
Mark Zuckerberg has went from a possible opponent to Trump to now he's bending the knee a little bit.
No, a little bit. No,
bending the knee and bending over. Not just stuffing at that knee.
He definitely say, you know what, my bad, bro. Let's be friends. Here's $1 million. Yeah, I would call that bending the knee. That's when the bully. When you find out that you really can't fuck with the bully. That's what you do. You're like, you know what? Here's my lunch. Don't even, let's just be friends. Cool. Let's just be friends, bro. I don't want no smoke. Take my lunch. You can have my lunch tomorrow too.
Getting bullied by an 80-year-old old man is insane, but that's where we're at in this country.
Yeah. That's where we at in this country. Lay off Tiff, lay off Q. If you want to shoot shots at me, that's fine. I'm not going to read the comments no way.
Yeah, shoot shots at him. Don't go for the little guy. You know, go for the top exec. Go for he's the Eberflus here. If you not happy with the way the shot, that's the guy calling the shot.
Yeah, do that. I'm Eberflus. Shoot. In fact, no, I'm Ryan Poles. I put it all together. Blame me. Thanks for listening to this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And all my homies from Chicago, we say three things: bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.